Rhonda Frakowski. And she is here today to introduce her sister. Rhonda, please join me on stage.
Well, I am so excited to be here to introduce my sister this evening, and I could probably just not even look at this and read it all because we have been doing this business for 21 years together. So it's so much fun. But she's not just a sister, she's an awesome leader, a great motivator, and she always leads with excellence. So let me introduce you to this special lady. Independent Senior Sales Director Jeanette Thompson began her Mary Kay business in August 1996 and debuted as a sales director in August 1997. She has achieved Star Consultant status 75 times. 75 times. She has achieved the Queen's Court of Personal Sales 3 times. Jeanette has led her unit to unit circles 17 times and has earned a total of 4 top sales director trips. Yay! Her highest achievement is the 700,000 Circle of Excellence. Woo! Okay. Which is going to be $1 million this year, right? Which will be her highest. And she has earned 11 career cards, including the 9 pink Cadillacs. Her highest monthly commission is over $16,000, and she told me to add the $993 that goes with that. But please welcome my sister, awesome motivator from Duluth, Georgia, Senior Sales Director Jeanette Thompson.
Represent the #2 unit here at Duluth Career Conference. Congratulations to Tina Dees and Tara and their incredible units. You guys, it's so fun sharing the stage with you. Before I share, I would like to thank a few people. First is my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Woo! For with Him, all things are possible. He is my first boss. Next, my National Sales Director, as you met, Rhonda Frakowski, phenomenal leader. She is a master at building people one-on-one, and she teaches me every day. Thank you, Rhonda. I love you. I want to thank National Sales Director Beth Pollen for allowing me to join her local group of directors. You always speak truth, Beth, and I so appreciate your courage, your boldness, and your willingness to pour into others. Thank you. Top Trip Director Linda Quillen, where are you out there? Woo! You have trained me as an adoptee director for the past 20 years. 20 years ago, I was an adoptee into your unit, and you trained me and you mentored me. It was like sitting at the feet of Mary Kay. I appreciate you and I love you. And lastly, my incredible unit of excellence. Oh my goodness. I truly do have the best unit in all of Mary Kay. You guys are women of courage. You have bounce back ability. You have strong faith. You have a strong love for others. You absolutely cheer each other on. I love supporting you in your dreams and in your goals. Thank you. I love every single one of you. And I stand here today because of you. Thank you so much. Well, my journey started 20 years ago. Oh my goodness, I was a heart and lung transplant coordinator, nurse, and I was on call 24/7. I was peaked out, maxed out, stressed out. Who can relate? I felt like at that time I was smart enough to ask myself, where am I going to be a year from now? Where am I going to be 5 years from now? And I didn't like what I saw. I was in my 30s, and at that time my children were 4.5, 1.5, and I was pregnant with Gabrielle. I was working 40 to 60 hours a week, and I had no time to start a business. My sister, Rhonda Frakowski, approached me with Mary Kay, and I thought, you know what? I think I'll ask a couple of people. And I did, and both of them said that they wouldn't do a party for me. And so I called Rhonda up and I said, this Mary Kay thing is too old and I'm not doing it. What I learned, guys, I let their opinion affect me. First lesson, never let others determine your success or failure. Rhonda came home from seminar. She was so excited. She shared story after story about successful women on that stage, and she told me she was earning her first car in Mary Kay. And I thought, if my little sister's gonna own a car, then so am I. I signed up that day, and 8 months later, that first car came. At every facial and every party, I told everyone I was earning my first car with Mary Kay. And I told them I was going to earn it by the time Gabrielle was going to be born, and that was February 20th. Second lesson, others will follow you when you share your goal and you're 100% committed. You see, I was all in. I did not have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. There was no plan B. This was it. Gabrielle was born February 20th, and I earned the car March 31st. I had 3 car seats in the back of that Pontiac Grand Am. I loved it. I quit my full-time job, never looked back. I knew this is my calling, this is my passion. I never renewed my nursing license. You see, Mary Kay works when you work. Third lesson, push yourself to reach the finish line. It is truly short-term sacrifice for long-term gain. My children are my why, they always have been. You see, I didn't care how many no's it took. I would book 4 to 6 parties to hold 2 to 3 parties every single week, and that's what I did. I knew I could not hold 6 parties in 1 week, so when they started falling through, but half all holds, right? I was excited, I wasn't depressed. So lesson number 4, are you working the numbers? Half of all the appointments you're gonna book are gonna hold. So expect it. I remember making booking calls. There was no texting back then when I was earning my first car and becoming a sales director. And at the time, I remember this specifically, my children were old enough to play together by themselves for 45 minutes while I would make booking calls, right? But I would tell them, I'm going in my office and I'm gonna close the door. Give me 45 minutes. And I would show them on the clock when I was gonna come out. And I would tell them, do not knock on this door. Only come to this door if you're bleeding or dying. They always respected my Mary Kay business, and they laugh about that today. What a great life I have to be able to raise my children, to be there for their sports, their school, be the room mom. And for a period of time, I was privileged to homeschool my girls. Private Christian schools in their younger years, now Mary Kay pays cash for their college. By the time my 2 girls get out of school, we would have paid $127,000. Our gift to them is a debt-free college education. Thank you, Mary Kay. Sometimes I believe our children expect their dads to be a success, but not necessarily their moms. Because I worked my Mary Kay business from home, they became very goal-oriented children in a very young age. They saw me set goals and how I reacted when I missed goals. I taught them bounce-back ability, how never to give up on their dreams, and that success is inconvenient. They learned how to persevere and how to stay committed to the task at hand. As babies, they never cried when I left to go do parties. Are you kidding me? They understood at a very young age this was our family business. Lesson number 5, Mary Kay provides options and choices for you and your family. Work while you can, because you never know what life holds. My youngest, who is now 20 years old, Gabrielle, who is here tonight, I remember when she was in 2nd grade and she had her tonsils taken out. When they rolled her out of surgery, she was coming to, and I said, Gabrielle, how are you, sweetie? And she said, I am great, Mama. I am just great. You see, she heard me for the first 8 years of her life when I was talking to consultants and answering the phone. And someone asked me how I was. I always said, I'm great. Isn't that what Mary Kay teaches us? You are not good. You're not okay. You are great. When you say it enough times, you become great. Lesson number 6, this business is 90% attitude and 10% technique. Do you believe that you are great and it is all good? If you believe great things will happen, you will see the opportunity. If you believe it won't happen, you're going to see the obstacles. Gabrielle is driven. She's a former gymnast that practiced 4 to 5 hours a day. She is a no excuse kind of gal, a make a way, find a way, extremely positive, and she recognizes negativity very quickly. I taught my children lesson number 7, understand that the 5 people you hang with, you become alike. Who are your 5 closest friends? Do they build you up or do they tear you down? If you hang out with poor people, you might become poor. If you hang out with wealthy people, you might become wealthy. If you hang out with depressed people, well, you might become depressed. You hang out with ugly people? No, I'm just kidding. Anna Marie, my 21-year-old, who is here tonight, my precious daughter, she waited until her 18th birthday. At 1 a.m., she signed her agreement to become a beauty consultant. There must be something to this Mary Kay thing when your children want to grow up and do what you do. Since she could talk, she wanted to be a Mary Kay consultant like her mom. And I know both of my girls are going to be top sales directors and national sales directors in Mary Kay. I am leaving a legacy for my children. Anna Marie is a strong, phenomenal leader today. She is president of her sorority in college with a mission to change hearts for the Lord. She is passionate about making a difference in the sex trafficking industry, and she has a passion for missions in South America. Lesson number 8, what kind of legacy do you want to leave? Legacy comes from a life dedicated to passion and purpose. My handsome son, Chase, who just turned 25, oh my goodness, I remember this one particular day, picking him up from school. He was in 7th grade, and of course, all my kids knew was the pink Cadillac. That's the only car that we ever, that they knew. And so we were driving up to carpool lane, and I heard one of the boys, as Chase was getting into the car, saying, "Is that car pink? Are you getting into a pink car?" And before he could respond, my girls, Anna Marie and Gabrielle, they were hanging their heads out the window and they hollered, "Well, what color free car does your mom drive?" Chase has always loved the pink Cadillacs because it's always has been a chick magnet for him. Chase is a lot like me. He is a risk taker. He pushes the limits. He's not a rule follower. And one night, you know where this is going, moms. When something just ain't right, you kind of know, right? I went to the garage, and my pink Cadillac was gone. And Chase, at the time, was 15. He decided to pick up a few kids and drive around town in the pink Cadillac. So when he arrived home, and the story ends really good, thank goodness, when he arrived home, he was grounded, and I started talking to him about the consequences and really what could have happened with him driving around without a license. And he simply said, "Mom, what policeman is going to stop a pink Cadillac at 1 o'clock in the morning?" Well, I have many Chase stories, but I know this is being recorded, so we're not going to go there. He does have his mom and dad's work ethic, and not only is a hard worker and he works for a great business in Fort Lauderdale, he has a huge and kind heart for others. I am so thankful for all of my children. Did I have mountaintops and valleys? You better believe it. It's never about who you are when you're on top of the mountain. It's more about who you become in the valley and the lessons that you learn. Lesson number 8, don't ever quit because you never know whose dreams are attached to yours. In July, the start of this seminar year, God planted a vision in my spirit. Anna Marie, my oldest daughter, went to seminar with me, and after seminar, she was driving back to college. She called me and told me that she was in a lot of traffic and she was worshiping through song and praying for me and our unit. I am so grateful my girls are prayer warriors. She told me she was praying specific goals and that God would be glorified. She prayed the Lord's light would shine through me and I would have the platform to give hope to women and families. So here I am on this stage for such a time as this. This past year, our unit has been serving women that are struggling with the disease of addiction and that are in recovery programs. We go in, we do facials and makeovers and donate roll-up bags with products that they can use and need. When I walk in, they can hardly make eye contact with me because they feel ashamed. When I leave, they feel beautiful on the inside and out. Can I share with you a little bit about these women? These are amazing women great women with a bad disease. The evidence is clear and brain scans prove it. Addiction is a disease, it's not a moral failure. Sometimes when we think of addicts, we think of the homeless under the bridges as we drive by. No, these women are your soccer moms, they're your next door neighbors, they are business women, they are women here today. Statistics show that 1 out of 7 will face a substance abuse in their lifetime, and only 1 out of 10 are able to get treatment for their addiction. As I'm doing my personal parties, I share how Mary Kay gives back to women's cancer and domestic violence, and our unit supports that as well. And then I share what we're doing locally as a unit in Atlanta, and that a percentage of my profits will be going to Mars Recovery in Atlanta to purchase products for women struggling with addiction. It is amazing how it opens up conversation and women share their struggles and heartaches with a family member or a child that they've experienced. A few weeks ago when I was doing makeovers on the women at Mars, I asked them what they would like me to share about addiction. One of the gals, 37 years old with tears in her eyes, says it's easy to feel misunderstood, and that I used to pray that God would take away addiction and replace it with cancer, because with cancer I would get the help I needed and people care. A young gal in her 20s said, I think America thinks that addiction is a choice, and let the women know that you will be speaking to that no one would choose this daily struggle for the rest of their life. I love through the vehicle of Mary Kay, we can serve and bless so many others. What is your passion? How can you give back to women in your community? Lesson number 9, Mary Kay is more than cosmetics. Cosmetics is the vehicle for you to change lives. And when you change a woman's life, you change their family's life and generations to come. I would like to close by asking, are you all in? You see, if you are 99% committed, you are 100% out. You cannot chase 2 rabbits at one time and be good at either one. If God has called you and you know this is your calling, be all in 100%. As my daughter Anna was praying, the song Spirit Move came on the radio. She was sharing with me, it's by Bethel. She asked me to download it and she said, this should be your song for this year. The chorus goes, we are fixed on this one thing, to know your goodness and to see your glory. We are transformed by this one thing, to know your presence and see your beauty. So come and blow on through. Spirit move. We're ready for you. So come and blow on through and come and do what only you can do. In the final lesson, God will do exceedingly, abundantly, and beyond what we can even think or imagine. He's going to blow our minds. God bless you.